Trash Talk Tailgate.
Strong right slot, Z right. Spider 2Y banana Z over.
You're gonna call it like it's your favorite play you've ever gotten in your life.
What up, everybody? It is Senor Puddin' Blurred Background coming to you live from undisclosed locations where, for some reason, secret agents are allowed me to do a football podcast with my friend, Mr. 4 more inches and a little bit more height, and he'd have been a D1 player, defensive backs, quality control coach at Louisiana Tech University, Preston Rowe. You are tuned in, plugged in, and listening to the Trash Talk Tailgate. And, I just want to start this one off with one of the most beautiful videos you'll ever see in your life.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Quarterback takes the snap from the one in his own end zone. He's rolling out right. He's looking downfield. He's trying to find an option. He's in his own end zone. He's in trouble. He throws. There's a tussle. Oh my God. Oh my Johnson. He's intercepted it. Oh, and he's shafted it right in the end zone. That's a Purdue touchdown. Oh, that might be one of the greatest plays I've ever seen. Yes. You saw that, you heard that, and you loved that correctly. This weekend, we had a first in the football world, or at least, as far as I'm going to say, it's the first.
I've never seen it. The Dick Six boys.
Oh, man. It's a legendary play. Corey Trice from Purdue University. You, Boyle, make yourself a play, my friend. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about that. That is truly powerful. Corey Trice, you should go to your local court right now and apply for your name to be Powerful Johnson.
Yes.
I mean, I've got nothing else to say but that.
Yep. Shout out to Corey Trice. What a play. I mean, he literally ripped the ball away with his dick.
Yep. Cock and balls and thighs.
Yes. The thunder thighs. Yes.
Oh, man. Did he bring the fucking thunder? I mean, he didn't even need to go down under for it.
No, didn't.
Yeah, that was part of a really, really big Purdue W that put them facing Michigan in the Conference No One Cares Championship.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. About to piss off a lot of people.
I mean,
Yep.
That's
what we do here, though.
Yeah, this is the Trash Talk Tailgate.
It is.
So you can expect a little trash talk.
Yep.
All right. So now,
Riley, who else do we want to shout out, Riley?
Oh, I mean, that's true. I guess that does count as a shout out. Yep. So with that being said, first and foremost, folks out there in the world, if you're listening on non-video platforms, find your mosey your way over to the YouTubes and come check out the video. And while you're checking out that video, and for all those that are loyal to checking out the video, please like, subscribe, comment. So first, speaking of comments, got to shout out Jashawn. It's a friend of yours, my correct Preston.
Jashawn Anderson.
Woo! For the comments on all the episodes, man. You're the shit. Appreciate you.
Keep commenting. Everyone keep commenting.
Yep.
Please. We
got to shout out our boy from Hampton Sydney College, my man Shamar. He's been listening, and brother, appreciate you.
Yep. He's got some fire ideas for us. He sent me some of those the other day.
Yeah, we're definitely going to
love the engagement.
Yeah, we're definitely going to.
Thank you.
If you got ideas, if you got anything, comment them, send them to the spookcast@gmail.com. That's our overarching platform email. Any ideas, anything like that, we'll definitely, Shamar, trust me, we are definitely listening to your ideas and implementing them into later episodes. You gave us a lot of good stuff that's going to be really useful in the off season when there's not like games and shit happening that we can talk about, like when we need the extra content. He's definitely got some good shit for us, so that's cool.
Shout out to Shout out to Jarrett Moore, my buddy from Hampton, Sydney, who's out in California right now, saving us from, I guess, fucking Russia. I don't fucking.
Oh, I was going to say trash islands, but
yeah, exactly. Like, you know, he's been a huge fan. He always gives me ideas. He always gives me very positive feedback. And also, shout out to everyone who has subscribed. We are now at 10 subscribers, which just blows my mind.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Preston can't count to 10, so we're now in mind-blowing territory for him.
It's just all football up here, dude. That's all it is.
It's all X's and O's, nothing else.
Yep.
Him fine dining and breathing. All right, buddy. Well, I think the first thing that we want to talk about is kind of the head coaching carousel in this world right now.
It's been a lot of crazy shit that's happening.
Oh, yeah, man. Lots of crazy coaching shit.
Yep.
So first, we're going to talk about the news out of Stanford. You want to cover this one?
Yeah, I got this one. So head coach David Shaw of Stanford University, it's been there 12 seasons, announced that he is retiring today. I've got some notes on him. You know, he went 3-9 this past year, went 3-9 the year before, but before that, you know, he won 2 Rose Bowls, had a 5-3 bowl record, a 96-54 record overall. You know, his first 3 years, he was one of the best coaches in college football. He won 11-2, 12-2, 11-3. Had another 12-win season a few years later. Had a 10-win season after that.
Coached C-Mac.
Yeah, he coached, you know, Christian McCaffrey. You know, probably should have won the Heisman Trophy that year. But anyway, I don't know how I feel about this. It kind of seems like maybe it was time. I mean, he had been struggling the last few years, you know, 3-9, 3-9. But I don't think people appreciate, just as someone who is in coaching, how hard it is to be successful at a school like Stanford.
Yeah, and the consistency.
Like, you can't even recruit a kid unless he's academically eligible to get into Stanford. That is just the Stanford administration. That's how they do things. So the talent pool that you're able to work with is already, you know, shrunk.
Yeah, you can't take those kids that are going to major in basket weaving.
Exactly. You know, although Christian McCaffrey did major in communications, which, you know, didn't know that was a thing at Stanford. But anyway,
every major college has a communications department.
True. But you know, I just don't know who Stanford thinks they can get, because David Shaw, you know, he's been there so long, he's been there 12 seasons, like he kind of became Stanford. Like, whenever you associate Stanford, you think of David Shaw. So I don't know who they think they can get, but I don't think people appreciate enough how successful he's been there and how hard it has been to maintain that level of success.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you know, as someone who's in coaching, I know people who coach there. It's a completely different animal. So.
Yeah. And I mean, my big hope is that just he was involved with this decision a little.
Yeah. I hope he wasn't forced out.
Yeah. I really hope he was. This isn't like a fucking they made him. I hope he was also feeling like he wanted to move on. Because, I mean, if you look at the past couple seasons compared to his entire career, you can kind of see like this very obvious downturn that he's taken. And, you know, that could be for a lot of reasons, but some would say one that always comes to mind is just lack of passion. So, you know, let's just hope that it was all peaceful on the Stanford front, and now let's move on to a Bearcat becoming a Badger.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So this just broke about an hour before we started recording. Luke Fickell of Cincinnati is apparently going to be the next head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers. Moving from Cincinnati to Wisconsin, going from the American Athletic Conference to the Big Ten West. And let's see, Luke Fickell. Where are my copies? Okay, so Luke Fickell at Cincinnati, 63-25 overall record. That's a 700 winning percentage. Obviously Cincinnati was the first Group of 5 program to make it into the college football playoff a year ago. Not so great this year. Only went 9-3, but still 9-3. That's a very good record.
Only 9-3.
Only 9-3.
Fucking trash.
Yeah, dude. Went 13-1 a year ago, 9-1 in 2020, the COVID year, 11-3, 11-2 the 2 years prior to that. Like he is a hell of a coach, and the thing I love about Luke Fickell is if you just watch his teams have a very clear identity. They're going to be physical. They're going to be fundamentally sound. They're going to be very disciplined. So I do think that it's a very good hire for Wisconsin. And, Wisconsin, they've been kind of floundering the last 2 years. Obviously, they fired Paul Chryst earlier this year. And, I think he's going to be very, very successful there, especially in a Big Ten West that is just begging for somebody
to come fucking take over, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's so fucking real right now. I mean, that's a conference full of legendary fucking programs, and all of them fucking choke nuts right now, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Every single one of them programs is seaman surfing. They're trying to figure out a way out of the fucking the viscous ocean.
They're just wandering in the woods right now, dude.
And I think it's going to take a fickle man to really pull a program out of the dirt. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I hope Luke Fickell really goes in and grabs it by the West Cussy and just shows what he can do with like a real named fucking program. I mean, I can't imagine he's not going to bring some power recruits in his first year.
No, 100% he will.
I mean, especially if you're a Wisconsin native, like if you're a talented kid, Wisconsin native, and you're seeing that this legendary, granted, Luke Fickell's still pretty early in his career coaching, but the fact that he took Cincinnati into the college football playoffs last year, and then arguably should have the year before, that was like a big argument even in the COVID year as well. He's already that's pretty legend status. Even he could go and absolutely blow at fucking Wisconsin, and he still got legend status for doing what he did at Cincinnati.
There's a lot of bubs up there in Wisconsin, Riley.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The cheeseheads.
There's been some fickle offensive lines have historically looked pretty good.
Yep.
The way he coaches an offensive line, and maybe it's not him himself, but I don't know. It seems to be, like you said, part of their identity is always that they're physical. And it always starts in the trenches for him.
100%.
And so, he's going to go out. I hope he goes out there and just builds a monster offensive line and just punishes everybody in another nobody cares conference.
Okay. Just pissing off everyone in the Big Ten today. That's cool.
Hey, man, like I said, we all hope Luke Fickell can do something, but that entire fucking at least most of that conference can just chuck nuts.
You've got Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. They're usually pretty respectable. But yeah, it's like especially the Big Ten West. It's a bag of shit. It's just a pile of shit, dude. Somebody needs to just dominate that side of the conference. That's all I'm saying.
Give fucking Ohio State and Michigan some fucking pressure. Penn State's the only person that gives them pressure, but that's still like inter-division.
Yes.
Pressure. It's like there's nothing like whoever wins. Michigan's playing Purdue.
Yeah, they're playing Purdue.
Which, listen, Corey Trice, I hope you get another Dick 6, my brother. All the love in the world to you.
He's got the big dick energy, Riley.
Yo, he's going to be bringing that shit in there, and I want my man to dominate. But I got to be honest, we watched Michigan trounce Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what?
We're going to talk about that later.
We are going to talk about that later. But
yes.
I just hope Fickle does good and brings some fucking some swagger, some really fucking hard-nosed, just run it down the throat swagger. Yeah.
I think it's a great hire for them. I really do.
Yeah. I want to talk about some bubs from Wisconsin in the years coming.
Yes, 100%.
All right,
so Riley, who's the next coach we got?
The next big one from the God's land of Lynchburg, Virginia. This news arrives to us on a golden Jesus eagle.
Oh my God.
and that is another supposed sources say Auburn hiring of Liberty head coach Hugh Freeze.
Now remember how this last one went though. We talked about it.
Yeah. Well,
Lane Kiffin ended that man's career. If you want to, we talked about it on last week's episode.
So go check it out. Subscribe, comment.
Yep.
Come back to this one. Do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Hugh Freeze. It's a cold day in hell in the South. Fucking Alabama has come, the state of Alabama, but Auburn has come calling. Yes. And now the man that's the highest paid coach in the state of Virginia has to decide whether he wants to stay and leads God's chosen warriors to victory as much as he can, or is he going to ride his golden pony down south and go take the Auburn Tigers, War Eagle, and try to make them another empire that they can't resist?
I mean, I've got some mixed feelings on this. If this actually turns out to be true, first of all, it would show to me that Auburn, all they care about is trying to win football games. They don't give a shit about, morality or anything like that. I mean,
they don't like to be good people.
Yeah, I mean, they all they care about is winning football games. And all they care about specifically is trying to beat Nick Saban at Alabama. I mean,
and all they really, really care is that Caddy lacked.
Oh. On a side note, whoever gets hired at Auburn, they need to keep him on the staff in some capacity. That's all I'm going to say. But Hugh Freeze, he has an 83-42 career coaching record. Obviously, he was at Ole Miss, when all of a sudden they were getting the number one recruiting classes just out of nowhere. Obviously, we know why now. They were doing a lot of improper benefits and shit. And they got a lot of sanctions for it. And then ultimately what brought Hugh Freeze down was, him having...
God himself. Because God knew that Liberty needed a new head coach. And so what did God do? God provided for God's school.
Yeah, and he did that by having Hugh Freeze get caught with a shitload of prostitution numbers on his phone that he allegedly used for recruits and for current players. So, obviously
man.
A lot of shit happened there, but he can coach. I mean, he beat Nick Saban twice. And Ole Miss, they beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa one year. The man is definitely a great coach. He's a great offensive mind. He kind of revolutionized.
Look what they're doing at Liberty right now, man.
Exactly.
I mean, as much shit as I've just talked about, fucking God's school and all that shit. They beat Virginia Tech. Yeah. Every time they fucking played them, I feel like under Hugh Freeze.
Well, I mean, they didn't beat us this year. And that shocked a lot of people, including myself.
It's shocking that I think right there, that sentence alone kind of says a lot about Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
When you can say that a school like Liberty, it's shocking when a school like Virginia Tech doesn't beat them.
Yep.
I think we've all seen the evolution that Hugh Freeze has brought to that program. I am so excited to watch them get fucking humbled before God as Hugh Freeze rides the War Eagle and goes down south to the land of the pines.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great offensive mind, like you said. He revolutionized the RPO game in football. He's a huge reason why Nick Saban started going to the RPO, because he saw what Ole Miss was doing when they were in the conference together, and he said, you know what, fuck it, I can't defend it, so fuck it, I'm just going to start running it. So Hugh Freeze is a huge reason for that. But, Auburn, in terms of coaching, it's a great hire for Auburn, but just all the off-field shit, I just have a feeling that they're going to get caught in some kind of scandal at some point. That's how I feel about it. So,
yeah. He can fucking recruit, so I think at Auburn, he's setting himself up to be fucking dangerous.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, now, speaking of freezing Liberty, let's talk about how in Liberty's last game against New Mexico State, they got absolutely fucking trounced. I think the final score was like 49-7.
It was 49-14.
Sorry, yeah, they did put one last one there on the end.
Yep.
49-14.
Yep.
New Mexico State, who was 500 only. I think whatever it was, they were 500.
Yeah.
And Liberty, who was 8-3 coming into the game, 8-4 leaving. Hugh Freeze, 8-4, and about halfway through the game, we get this tweet. Oh. Well.
And you could actually hear it somewhat on the broadcast.
You could, but you could definitely tell that what was going on was that, the highlight reel of the broadcast was only giving us so much. So, according to this reporter, Damien Sordelet, or however the fuck you say his name, there's no emotion on the Liberty sideline. You can hear chants of "Go Auburn" up here in the press box.
Go to Auburn.
Go to Auburn.
You could hear it because I was coaching a game yesterday and we had the TV on. So whenever I could look up and watch the other games, you could hear it. It was "Go to Auburn." Go to Auburn. And it's holy shit.
Yeah. And so,
this,
I guess this starts this week's Toxic Fanbase.
And these officials really need to get off the field.
Somebody threw something at him from the stands.
Well, let me tell you what I did. The weekend after the Iron Bowl, I went to Auburn, Alabama, because I live 30 miles away, and I poisoned the 2 tumor trees.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold on.
This is why people don't like Christians.
This is why people don't like Christians. You
are 8-4.
8-4, even after the loss. 8-4 after the loss.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. What the fuck? Dude?
You played 12 games. You won 2/3 of them.
Yeah.
You lost to Virginia Tech. Listen, dude.
You lost to Virginia Tech by 1. You lost to
Yeah.
Virginia Tech by 1 point, which was the shocker of the year by Tech fans. Tech fans thought we were going to get blown the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, they had a good year. And the fact that their fans are telling the coach that has turned this fucking program around to go to Auburn.
Put them on the map.
Is just another microcosm and the larger problem that I think, like, it comes with schools thinking that, like, they could actually be number one. And, like, don't get me wrong, you should always think you could be number one. But the fact that Liberty is like, nah, we could be better than if Hugh Freeze coached us.
Yeah.
He coached it. The only reason he's at Liberty is because he was doing dirty shit and he had to repent before Jesus Christ and bow down and go humble himself at Liberty. He had to humble himself in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
That's where he had to go to repent and become a godly man so he could ride War Eagle to Auburn. So fuck you, Liberty fans. I know they're also probably just hurt because he has been so good and he's going to leave. I mean, they just signed a fat old contract. I mean, if he leaves, like, they just signed a contract that was going to have him signed till 2030.
Yeah. An 8-year extension.
He was the highest paid coach in the state of Virginia.
Which is insane. That shows you how far the state of Virginia football schools have fallen. But still, Liberty, they've got a stupid amount of money. So
they've got dumb kitty toucher church money.
Yes.
It's so crazy to me. And, like, if you're worried about your coach leaving and that's like, motherfucker, why are you going to be like, go? You should be like, stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
Everyone loses a football game. Ask Dabo Sweeney. We're going to talk about that later.
Fuck you. But yes. At least ours was only by 1 point.
Again, as a college football coach, people don't realize how hard it is to win games. How much preparation goes into winning games. Yeah. The other thing that people don't realize is, only my team's entitled to win. Like, that's what people think. Oh, my team's entitled to win. Well, no, motherfucker. The other team, they've got coaches. They've got great players, too. They're also trying to win. Because at the end of the day, everyone's jobs are on the line. This is big boy D1 college football. And fans need to just humble themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, stop being entitled pieces of shit. That's 100%. What I have to say.
100%. Another one for the Toxic Fanbase is...
Ooh, this is a good one, boys.
This one's a good one. It's honestly probably more of a... Like, this is like a smaller sample set of a specific person and a larger fan group that is just shitty people. And that is Albert Breer.
National, well-known, renowned NFL reporter, Albert Breer. Ohio State alum.
And most likely fuckboy.
Yeah.
He, so this is his Twitter. And we have him 26th. Like, morning before the game. Yep. Let's make this stadium a horrible, horrible place for everyone wearing the wrong colors. Go Bucks. I mean, like, listen, all about fucking trash talk. It's not that bad, but
still, you have to respect the other fans.
Still pretty douchey.
Again, respect. It's all about respect. It's all about respect, man.
Then this classic, I'm on the field, look at me.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Yep.
Okay, this is probably my favorite one. I'm going to read in a fun accent, too. Horrendous. This is a referendum on everyone. Should have run away with it in the first half. Better players all over the place. And the whole thing becomes a complete mess. One,
again,
doesn't make sense.
Nope.
2, anger tweeting.
Yeah. I mean, you're people look for you to report their news, bro. Like, have some kind of profession, like, about yourself.
I mean,
have professionalism. And second of all, like, here's my thing. Okay, maybe Ohio State has better players, but they're not very physical. Like, they can't fucking stop the run.
Yeah, apparently.
That's a whole other thing. We're going to talk about that later. But, like, better players does not always equate to having the better, more physical team.
Yeah.
That's what fans have to realize.
Yep.
All right.
So.
And then this is after the game, and he's ripping on Michigan fans.
Yep.
Who have just beaten them 2 years in a row.
All the dorks celebrating here is the worst. It's like every nerd at your high school is having their day.
Yep.
Which, I mean, let's just click on this one. First comment on mine. LMAO, keep crying, Albert. Fuck yeah, Robert Dalton. Give it to me. So then I'm going to show you all this. This one comes from
found this one.
Preston Rowe himself.
This
Mr.
was earlier.
4 inches and a little bit more height, and I'd be a D1 quarterback.
I just want y'all to read. What?
Oh, I got you. Let me tee it up for you. The first comment on his selection when he clicked in. Bro, your name is Albert.
Bro, your name is Albert. You can't come back from that, bro.
I mean, you literally can't. The only thing you can do for that is maybe go smack your mama. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yep. Oh.
You're like over 50. Get over it. You graduated how many years ago? Again, dude, at the end of the day, it's a game. Like,
yeah.
And if you're going to call anyone, you can't call anyone a dork because your name is Albert.
Facts. On another note, speaking of it's just a game, let's talk about this one.
Oh, this is great.
So let's watch this clip here. This is an Oregon Duck player. There's not much context to the video. Shit's going by quick. So it's Oregon versus Oregon State. An Oregon State fan walks in front of an Oregon player, and then, like, as he walks on the other side, the Oregon player just, like, macks him, like, 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
Just bop. And
wasn't even looking at him either. Hit him in the back of the head.
Hit him, like, side.
Yeah.
The dude definitely looked at him. He wasn't looking at him when he punched him, but, like, he looked at him and said something right here at the beginning. Please, once again, if you're not watching the YouTube version, if you would like to see the clips that we are talking about and all this, that, and the other, just join us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Please comment, tell us your favorite part. Give us ideas, everything you can.
Yeah.
And most importantly, go punch fans. Let's watch it again. Boom!
We do not condone this. Oh my! Knocked his hat off too.
Oh, knocked his stupid fucking cowboy hat off.
Yeah. I have something to say about this. First of all, in case you guys didn't watch this game, Oregon was up 31-10 in the third quarter with 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
You would think they would win that game.
100%.
Bro, if you're really going to be out there trying to fight fans after you blew a 31-10 fucking lead in the third quarter, what are you doing? Where was that fight in the game when you're trying to hold the lead?
Well, it was in the first quarter, my friend.
Oh, true.
You know, the first half. Honestly, first half. It was in the first half.
Yeah.
Honestly, first 3 quarters. It was in the first 3 quarters.
And then...
and then...
Just where...
Well...
And then you decide not to fight in the fourth quarter. Dude. You lose, then you're going to get all mad, and you're going to fucking sucker punch a kid who's walking beside you.
Listen, Preston. Obviously, that player is more of a hockey player than he is a football player. Because he only wanted to play 3 periods.
True.
True. I don't know what else to say. And then, listen, first and foremost, don't hit fans.
No.
Second and foremost, don't talk shit to football players after a heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
This is a two-way street.
Because they're emotional.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you're talking to people that just played a physical, aggressive game of touch 'em for 60 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, obviously way longer IRL time, but like, the good old 60-minute talk.
They just blew a lead that they really should never have.
Yeah, and it's just like there's a lot of charged emotion there, and my hope is that fan that passed him just didn't drop the N-word. I don't know. That's the one. Every time I see a player hit a fan and it's a white guy that walked by, that's just like my first thought. I'm like, he just like looked at him and said the N-word.
I don't even want to bring that up because I don't want to accuse anyone of doing that.
Oh, I don't want to accuse him either. I just, every time I see it, that's what I fucking think.
Yeah.
I'm not accusing him. That's just my first thought. I'm like, oh, you're a bastard. That's what happened.
Oregon has a history of this too.
Yeah,
does everyone remember LeGarrette Blount after Boise State fucking went after fans in the stands? Oregon has a history of this.
Also, LeGarrette Blount's a fucking legend, though.
Yeah.
He used to smoke the competition. Anyways.
He did.
And so for our next toxic fan group, we're going back to OSU, Ohio State.
Oh.
We're going fucking right back to him.
Yeah.
Because
congratulations, Ohio State. You and Albert Breer have been very fucking toxic. I just want to throw... Riley, are you ready for some copious notes?
Hashtag copious notes. Preston Rowe, give them to me, my friend.
Hashtag copious notes. Ryan Day, the head coach at Ohio State, has been pretty successful. You know what his exact record is at Ohio State, Riley?
Testify.
It is 45-5.
Hallelujah.
Yes, I get it. He is 1-2 against the University of Michigan. I understand that.
Ooh, no.
But this is what people don't tell you.
Hold on. I just want to this just in. Just got a notification on my phone. The Washington Commanders beat the Atlanta Falcons. We'll talk about it on the next episode. Keep going, Preston.
Oh my god. Had to go and interrupt my segment with the fucking Commanders.
I didn't mean to interrupt your hashtag copious notes.
Yeah, you don't interrupt the hashtag copious notes.
Apparently
Anyway,
I do. Keep going.
Of those 5 losses that Ryan Day has suffered as the head coach of an Ohio State University.
Ooh.
Yep. I went there. 4 of those are the top 5 teams.
Okay.
Clemson, Michigan twice, and
Clemson a second time. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
It's Bama, right?
Yeah, and it was Bama, yes, in the national championship.
Yeah.
4 of those are the top 5 teams.
I mean,
Pretty fucking hard to consistently beat top 5 teams.
Clemson and Bama.
And the other one was to a top 12 Oregon team. So,
well, that's dumb of them.
I mean, yeah, God, how do you lose to a top 15 team?
Yeah,
dude. So bad, dude.
How do you lose to a duck?
He has a 900 winning percentage, and Ohio State fans legitimately want him fired. You win 11-1 this year. You had a chance to win the Big Ten and go to the playoff. Do you realize how many teams would kill to be in that position?
Yeah, just to be in the position.
Do you realize that?
Yeah.
Ohio State fans, stop calling for his head. You're fucking stupid.
Albert Breer, you're right. It was a complete mess. And, Preston, let's show him how much of a mess it was.
Okay.
Bruh.
Yep, we're good. Full
So
screen.
it's big. All right. Might be a little bit laggy, and I'm sorry about that. Okay. So here we see this is the Michigan-Ohio State game. I just want to point out some very glaring weaknesses in Ohio State's defensive structure. Okay, now, Riley, do you know what I mean by that?
Yes. What he means is, folks out there listening that are now like, what the fuck is he talking about by defensive structure? How the defensive players are aligned in, like, context with the offense.
Yes. That is what I mean. And so as a defense, you always want to try to be balanced on both sides. And what I mean by that is you always want to have more, you always want to have more players on each side of the ball than the offense does to block you. So, Riley, can you see my cursor?
You're good. Keep going.
So I'm on the center right now. So we've got one. Well, really, because he's a nose, that would be a half. So he's going to be a half player because he can go either way. He can go this A gap. He can go this A gap. So you've really got 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then the safety, because he's aligned right on the center, we'll also call him a half field player. So because we'll call him half a player because he can go here, he can go here. Does that make sense, Riley?
Yep. You're good.
Okay, cool. So we've got 1, 2, 3 full players on this side, as opposed to 1, 2, 3 and a half. Does that make sense? Because the center, he can go either way as well, so we're going to call him a half field player. Plus, you've got the quarterback. So that's another hat, and then you've also got the running back. Now, that's just pre-snap. And so look over here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 over here because they had 2 receivers split out over here. So you've got 2 guys in man coverage. Does that make sense, Riley?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay, just making sure. So now we're gonna run the play. Now watch this. As you can see, once you're gonna see this once we actually run the play. And Joel Klatt does a good job of explaining this on the broadcast. Look, you have no edge player because look, the receiver runs off the corner. The receiver runs him off. There is no edge defender here. Look at that. There's nobody. Look at that. Riley, do you see how crazy this is?
Grass. We call that green fucking grass.
Yep.
And I'm going to put out right now an honorary bub to that Michigan offensive line for abusing this blown defensive scheme. But they're not going to get a full one, so we're going to keep going. Look
at this. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. He just runs his ass off. And this is why I hate having corners in the fucking run fit as an edge player. You can always have him as a bonus edge player, but as a corner, your primary job has to be to defend the pass. So he's gonna, you've got to protect you've got to defend the pass. Look, watch this. Watch this. So look, we're just gonna run this. Okay, so the nose, he goes to this backside A gap. So now. Look at this. Now it's legit. It's 2-on-2 here. The backer, he's got to scrape over to get this. He doesn't do that. But look, even if he scrapes over, he's not responsible for that. You've got to have a contained player right here. And the structure of this defense is flawed because not only are you unbalanced pre-snap, but you have nobody on the edge. And that's what Michigan saw. Look at that. The safety takes a bad angle. Touchdown.
Oh, yeah, man. That's a fucking...
So bad. All right.
That's a cut.
So that's the first.
Right
that's the first bro down. That's the first bro down. All right.
And once again, shout out to the Michigan team for reading that and putting in the right play and executing.
Yep. All right. This is the next bro down. You ready for this, Riley? Okay. So look at this. Riley, what's the first thing you noticed about this Ohio State defense?
Well, Preston, They have no safety high for coverage.
They have no high safety.
And,
so they're like, hey, you know what? We've been getting beat.
Field.
Yeah, so you know what? They say, you know what? Hey, we've been getting beat deep all fucking day, and we can't stop the run. So let's just fuck it. Let's just not have any safeties. All right? So, and the reason that this is so bad, let's look at this. Yeah, we don't have the tight version of this, unfortunately, but we can still see what's happening. Okay. Well, sorry, guys. This is my first time ever doing this. So, as you can see...
Yeah, we're breaking his cherry right now.
Yep, so let's see. So that's a safety right here. He's down. You've got the backer. He's kind of an overhang player right here. He's just kind of off the edge right here. You're just it's a run blitz, but it doesn't work because you have nobody to scrape.
Because the Bubs in the front.
Yep.
Just ate.
Yep. But I mean, look at this. Like if you're gonna do this, you've got to have somebody to come and fill the alley, and you don't have that because you have no high safeties. So again, the structure of this defense, like look, these linebackers, it's a run blitz, but if you're gonna do this, you've got to have somebody come down here and fill the alley. Because you can't rely on the linebackers to just scrape over the offensive linemen and get over the top to make this play. Look at that, dude. Like, they're not going to be able to make this play. And, like, Riley, do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Looking.
And you have no safeties. It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown.
Yeah, essentially, and because it's a run blitz, it's not even, like, essentially, all the running back had to do was beat one level of defenders before he had green fucking grass.
But because of the structure of the defense, again, if you're going to blitz, you've still got to have a safety valve to come and fill the alley. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, in football, people, they always talk about the first level, the second level, the third level. Like, in a blocking scheme as an offensive line, the first level is the defensive line. The second level is the linebackers. The third level is defensive backs. Yep.
And so when the defense when the defense calls a run blitz and sends most of their linebackers like they did, it essentially takes away the second level and makes it a fucking first level football game. And then their scheme took away the third level as well.
Yep.
So it's all one level football, which is the easiest.
So Ohio State, if you've got any gripes, that's just not very good schematic defense because you're unbalanced.
Take it to your DC.
Yeah. Not Ryan Day.
Tell him to go home.
He's responsible, but Jim Knowles.
He is responsible, but take it to get that dude fired.
Yep. So that was this week's bruh down. A breakdown of all of the shit that happened in the Ohio State-Michigan game. Ohio State, your defense isn't balanced and you're not fundamentally sound defensively. Like, that's not players. That is coaching. That is bad defensive coaching.
Schemes.
Yeah, it's all scheme. It's all scheme-based.
No good scheming.
You have no edge. You're not balanced pre-snap. And then if you're going to send a run blitz, you've got to have somebody to come in over the top and fill the out. You can't rely on your linebackers to just scrape over and get off the offensive line. Does that make sense, Riley?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Making sure I'm making sense. All right. So now it's time for Riley, do you want to introduce it? You're better at it.
I mean, it is the pudding heartbreak of the century. Actually, it's the pudding heartbreak of the past 8 years, at least.
God.
Because after a 7-year win streak, Clemson football has lost to South Carolina. Not only was it a 7-year win streak, we also were on like a 38 home streak.
Yep.
And it also ended that. Yeah, big sads. but streaks are meant to be broken, baby. And you know, I'm gonna give you the magical microphone of melodious teeterings, and I'm gonna let you do what you do.
So this
hashtag
week's
copious notes.
This is everyone's favorite segment.
Actually, this is hashtag copious Clemson notes.
This is hashtag bruh, hashtag copious Clemson notes.
Yep.
So this week's bruh, we already did the bruh down, but this week's bruh, I'm just gonna fucking lay into Dabo Swinney. First of all, out of all the quarterbacks that you could have recruited in DJ Ukulele's draft class, you could have had Bryce Young, Heisman Trophy winner at Alabama. All
right, you know what? I'm just going to get my one sting in right here.
What?
I learned how to say DJ Uiagalelei just so every time it came out of my mouth, it was in pure disappointment. And that's my one sting. From here on, you're only going to hear Preston. Bye-bye.
Yep. I'm not going to call him by his name. He doesn't deserve it today. He was fucking trash. His name is DJ Ukulele. Dabo Swinney, out of all the 5-star quarterbacks in DJ Ukulele's draft class, you could have tried to recruit Bryce Young, current Heisman Trophy winner at Alabama. You could have tried to recruit C.J. Stroud, starting quarterback right now at Ohio State University. You know, he's been pretty fucking solid for them. You know, 20-3 as a starter. Was probably going to be a first-round draft pick. Well, not probably. He is going to be a first-round draft pick. You know, those are the two guys that you could have had, but instead you go with DJ Ukulele, who in the loss to South Carolina. Riley, do you know his stat line?
Yes, I fucking know his stat line.
I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say it. DJ Ukulele, in the loss to South Carolina, was 8 of 29. And it gets worse. For 99 yards. Not even 100. He couldn't break 100 yards against South Carolina at home. He also had a touchdown, but he also had an interception. Riley, do you know what that completion percentage is? 8 of 29?
According to my calculations, about 27%.
It is 27%. Dabo Swinney, you've got a 5-star quarterback sitting on the bench. His name is Cade Klubnik. And I get it. He's probably not as good as Trevor Lawrence. But holy shit, are you telling me that he would have been worse than 8 of 29 for 99 yards against a not very good South Carolina defense? They're mediocre. They're not a very good defense. Are you telling me that Cade Klubnik, a 5-star freshman, would have done worse
from Texas?
Yeah. Would have done
He's
worse
from Texas.
than a 27% completion percentage? Is
At
that
some
what you're
point,
telling
dude.
me, Coach Swinney? Is that what you're telling me, Dabo? I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love Dabo Swinney, but he deserves this. You should not have lost to South Carolina. You really should not have lost to South Carolina.
I just want to make it completely present and known that he threw a 27% completion rating for not even 100 yards, and we only lost by 1 point.
Yep, you lost by 1 point. 1 point. Dabo Swinney, what the fuck are you doing? And, you know, it gets worse for you, Dabo Swinney. So, late in the second quarter, you were up 16-7 over USC. And then, you know, they had just scored a touchdown. Oh, Riley, you've got it. They had just scored a touchdown. And so they're kicking the ball off. Now, keep in mind, you're up 16-7. 16-7. So they kick the ball off. Riley, you ready? Okay, pause it right here. Pause it right here. Look at this. You try to run a muddle huddle against South Carolina. You tried to out Beamer Ball Jr. Okay, first of all, like, what the fuck are you doing? Second of all, yes, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? You tried to out Beamer Ball Jr., and it blew up in your face. Isn't that glorious? Okay, you tried to Beamer Ball against Beamer Ball Jr. and Shane Beamer and the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now look at this. You know, they're trying to run a little misdirection, try to confuse them. Riley, play it.
Yeah, so wait, before we start the play from here, for all those that are just listening and not watching, essentially 5 Clemson players on the kickoff met each other, and what happens
Are in a huddle.
Yeah, they met each other in a huddle, and then they all scramble out, and the idea is that
to try to confuse them.
Yep. And so,
and you know, it's a solid idea, you know, but the returner who actually has the ball, he decides, okay, I'm not gonna have the ball in my breadbasket.
Yeah.
And as I try to break a tackle to get more yards,
so here
I'm just gonna yeet the football. That's what he does. He literally just yeets the ball.
About right here.
Look at this.
This is where the breadbasket breaks.
Yes.
He gets
right
a little bit out right there. And
tries to break a tackle, and he just yeets it.
Yep.
He yeets it. Now keep in mind, and then South Carolina recovers. Keep in mind, this is a 16-7 ball game. Clemson is winning right now. South Carolina is able to recover that fumble on their own 36-yard line, and that is a huge, huge momentum swing. That's what happens. You're not going to out Beamer Ball Jr. I'm sorry, you're just not. So Dabo Sweeney, you are our bruh of the week for DJ Ukulele going fucking 8 of 29 for not even 100 yards, and for the worst muddle huddle play and sequence I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then you lost. You lost to Beamer Ball Jr.
You lost to Beamer Ball Jr. It's a sad day. A sad day.
It is a sad day. You lost to Beamer Ball Jr.
All right.
Yep. So that is this week's bruh of the week.
And now it's time to move on to a little appreciation for some big guys. It's Big Riley's Bub of the Week.
Yes.
And this week, I've got a fucking an absolute banger.
Banger.
So, on screen, you will see Pittsburgh defensive lineman Devin Danielson.
Yes.
So Pittsburgh is up 42-16 in the fourth quarter in this.
Over Miami.
And he beats his helmet on the ground and then headbutts his own helmet.
Oh my God.
Puts it back on, dude. The fucking... literally, the teammates on the bench fucking looking at him and being like, what?
You know that man had snorted hella
look at the
cocaine.
people. Look at his teammates. Look at his fucking teammates.
Oh no.
So for this kid and for all of us out there in the football world, the first bub of the week is CTE. Yes, you heard me correct. CTE. It's demonstrations like this that were so long ago, prided and glorified. that have led to a culture that's given us brain damage.
Yes.
Yeah. But on another note, my other bub of the week, I guess my more serious, more legit bub of the week, is Clemson center Will Putnam. I had to give a little love to someone on the team, and Will Putnam definitely deserves that love. Last week, he was ACC Player of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week. He's an amazing offensive line leader, and at that center position, he's been a starter for Clemson for 3 seasons.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show this first, the first couple plays in this highlight reel. So once again, he's center, middle of the field. My boy's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this block. So it's a little bit of a read option style, and he's got a nose guard that he is just, that's his job. He's yo-yo on a nose tackle.
His job is to turn him away from the play.
And he just, like, that motherfucker doesn't do shit until the fucking runner, who is DJ Ukulele in this case, is all the way past.
Yes.
Look at him celebrate.
Look at DJ
is
textbook
celebrate.
What you want out of a center.
All
That's
right.
textbook.
So this is a little bit of quick pass pro. I just want to talk about Clemson's communication on the offensive line. It's like, this is really why DJ Ukulele fucking irks me, okay? Because our offensive line play, we're missing a player that's been starting all season.
Yeah.
And just look how Will Putnam controls this offensive line. Like, watch how well they stay together through this pass pro.
Yes.
The left tackle takes his drop step because his job is a standing edge rusher. So in that situation, the left tackle kind of has a yo-yo situation with him. So he steps away to help create his bubble. But aside from that, the other 4 offensive linemen are on a fucking string with each other. Yep. And look at this. Both guards literally have a hand on Will Putnam.
Yes.
Just everybody's together. Now, the pass was fucking trash. Look, did you see what DJ threw this?
Go back.
I tried to. I'm trying not to go. There's not much.
No, dude, you're good. You're good. I know it's hard.
There's not much fucking room on this one because it's a big video.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch this one, but watch fucking DJ's throw.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, that should have been an interception.
Right?
He dropped it.
On some of the most beautiful pass pro that you could ask for.
I don't even know what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Spencer
that's all I
Rattler.
really needed for my Will Putnam choice. Also, he's got one thing.
What?
I definitely should have already had this fucking pulled up, but I just thought of it.
What is it?
So Clemson at one point did a Drake Laugh Now Cry Later Clemson football music video. And Will
Hopefully this
Putnam
doesn't get taken
has
down.
the fucking best part. Nah, we're not going to even use the audio for this.
What are you doing?
What?
Wait, you straight, dog?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Bro, it's me, Trevor, Jordan. We're all out there like.
Nah, man. It's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, man.
Bro,
I
don't
have a
start
warrior
that,
spirit,
bro.
man. Hey, I'm regrouping, man. I'm regrouping. You got a tissue?
Bro, why would I have a tissue?
That was Will Putnam.
What a man.
Yeah, dude. The crying scene in the Drake Laugh Now Cry Later Clemson football music video is absolutely beautiful. If you get a chance, you should definitely go check it out.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, anything else you want to talk about? Any other topics you got?
I think. Oh, Riley, you should know this, but I don't think you do. Just wanted to
how
do
Louisiana
one last
Tech
shout out.
lost to fucking University of Alabama Birmingham?
Nope.
Oh, that's not what you want to shout that out?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is actually near and dear, or it should be near and dear to your heart. Just
True.
right before we go, I just want to shout out the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Taylor. Today is the day that he died. So
absolute fucking tragedy.
Yes.
It would have been an absolute legend. Definitely rest in peace, Sean Taylor. Memory will always live on. One thing I've always loved about being a Washington fan is how much love we give him. Never forget. Absolute legend, man.
Yep.
And,
that's...
And probably one of the funniest Pro Bowl moments ever, just fucking laying out a punter.
That's one of the greatest videos ever. Yeah. I still, whenever I'm bored, I still go back and watch that sometimes.
Oh, yeah, it's always one of the best big hit videos. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Everybody hated him for doing it, and that's why I loved it.
Yeah, Sean Taylor, rest in peace. We miss you. Even if you're not a fan of the Washington Commanders, if you're a football fan, you know how great he was.
Yeah.
He was taken from us way too soon.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
I just want to do one more quick shout out again. Donovan Edwards, backup running back for Michigan.
Dude, having a day.
200 yards in the second half. Now, again, we already talked about, one of the reasons why Ohio State's defense was not balanced, not fundamentally sound at all. Had no edge players.
Once again, shout out to everybody for taking advantage of that.
Yes.
And that was a backup running back, dude. That's the Don.
Yeah.
Man, he was fucking rolling too.
Yep. That is a huge reason why Michigan was able to go into Columbus and get a huge, huge win over an Ohio State.
Yep.
So
and
that's kind of all I have.
One last
Riley.
shout out. I want to shout out the Spoot, Jazzy Jasper Green, the EP of the Trash Talk Tailgate as well.
Executive producer.
Yeah, dude. Also, my boy Gary. Check us out, the Spoot. And we're going to leave y'all with one more running of the Dick Sick.
Quarterback takes the snap from the one in his own end zone. He's rolling out right. He's looking downfield. He's trying to find an option. He's in his own end zone. He's in trouble. He throws. There's a tussle. Oh my God. Oh my Johnson. He's intercepted it. Oh, and he's shafted it right in the end zone. That's a Purdue touchdown. Oh, that might be one of the greatest plays I've ever seen.
With the biggest dick energy.